living just enough, living just for the city.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to New Jack City. Today we're going to be talking about Austin Mcbroom and some random girl I don't even know, and his wife, Catherine. So some drama happened with him, and I'm sad to even report this because I'm starting to like Austin. Like, I never really knew about him, but I'm starting to get to know him, and actually I'm liking everything that I hear about him. So basically what's going on with Austin is this girl is basically alleging that he cheated on Catherine with her. Now, again, I'm just starting to follow Austin Mcbroom. I don't really know his whole get down, but I guess he's been cheating on his girl for a long time. This is the rumor. Like, this isn't a new thing. So she's exposing him and stuff like that. Is just like low key, it's for the birds. But having that being said, she went on TikTok and she basically exposed their text messages, their Snapchat messages, and all that good stuff, right? And she went on a series of stuff, and this is where I'm going to unpack almost everything she says and let y'all know that she ain't shit. But basically she said, okay, Jake Paul's the one who put that out there, and mind you, Jake Paul, he ain't shit for that either, and I fuck with Jake Paul. But for him to do that is like, bro, that's like, you look dumb for doing stuff like that, bro. Like, what? Why would you try to mess up a happy home? He got a whole kid. He obviously got a wife. Why would you do that? Like, that's some sucker shit. I would never do something like that. So I don't fuck with Jake Paul because of that, but I still like Jake Paul. Having that being said, he's very entertaining, but I don't really fuck with something like that because I would never do that. Like, that's what beta males do. I don't do stuff like that. Mess up a happy home? Nah. Stay far away from me. Now, having that being said, he said on TikTok, does Catherine know that you cheat on her every night with different bitches, right? And then this girl, she responded, and this is the girl that he allegedly cheated on with Catherine with. And she basically makes a TikTok and says that she got in contact with, or Austin got in contact with her because he wanted her to model some clothes that she was wearing, that he had basically his merch. He DM'd her Instagram and said, hey, I'm gonna send you some shirts, can you wear them and model them and stuff like that. She was like, oh yeah, no problem. And he DM'd her his number and said, can you hop on a call? She said it was weird that he did that, but she was like, all right, cool, no problem, I'm not tripping. So she got the number, they were texting, and basically he said, when are you going to be available to come out here to LA, to Malibu or whatever? And she said she thought that was weird. First off, okay, first flag is, if he asked for your number and you thought that was weird, why would you give him your number? Just say, hey, you know what? I don't really give out my number like y'all do all the time when y'all go to the club. Yeah, I'm the main one because I'm usually the one I always be like, I don't take down Instagram. They're like, oh yeah, you don't, I don't give out my number like that. You can take my Instagram. And I'll be like, no, I'm not getting your Instagram. It's either give me your number or get the fuck on. And they be like, you can have my number. You should have treated Austin the same way if you thought that was Mickey, right? Okay, so you already knew what the deal was. So that was already the red flag in her story. So she said she got the number, and after she got the number, she texted Austin, and Austin was basically saying, hey, come down to, when is the next time you can come down to to LA, and then they met up at Malibu, right? So he picked her up from wherever she was in LA, and he picked her up in his Rolls Royce, and they drove down to Malibu. And I guess he was like renting out the house or something like that. I don't really know. But they went to the house. He said they were talking at the Rolls Royce, and she didn't know where they were really going. So that's another red flag. Every girl, you know, and I know, and let's just be honest, we all know, girls are not hopping into your car unless they know where you're going, what time they going, and what they doing. Why? Because they like to dress for the occasion. So we already know the deal. That was already a lie. That's the second lie she told. So they go down to the Malibu house, and she was like, I already got a weird feeling. I already knew what it was, but I'm like, okay, you know what? She said, I'm being naive. Shut the fuck up. She said I was being naive, right? And she said she goes in the house anyway, hoping for the best, that they're going to talk about business. So they go into that house, they talk about business, and eventually after they start talking about business, she says, this is where I knew it was going to go left, is when he turned on Netflix. You knew what, at that point, was popping. What's popping after that. So he gets on Netflix. He pops on with the Netflix, and he gets a cover, and he's like basically covering himself, and like trying to snuggle up to him for himself. And he brings the girl. He tells old girl like, "Hey, come closer, come lay on me." And then she was like, "I don't know what you thought this type of deal, but I only want to talk about. I'm only here for business." And then he got, I guess she said he got defensive, and he said, "Oh no, we are talking about business. It's just blah blah blah." And she said that was the end of that day. Nothing happened. Okay, cool. I'll give you that, right? But here's my problem. So you already know the vibes. You know what he's trying to do, right? Okay. So he said the next time he hits her up and he says, "Hey, come on through. We're gonna let's hang again. I'm gonna send you an Uber." So he sends the Uber, and they go back to the Malibu house. The Uber is getting her to go to the Malibu house. If you already know what happened at the Malibu house the first time, why would you want to go again? That makes no sense. Like, this is what I be trying to tell y'all, bro. Like, this is why I don't be believing bitches. Like, this is like, and I don't call all girls bitches. I just want to let y'all know that. Like, I'm not that type of dude that be like, oh yeah, all girls are bitches. That's not true. But when it comes to people like her, I call a bitch someone that's be lying deliberately so they can get clout and stuff like that. Like, that's exactly what she's doing. Like, this benefits nobody. So she gets the Uber and goes to the Malibu house. She goes to the Malibu house. He's back on the same thing he was on last time. He on the Netflix. He says, lay with me, and she says the same thing she utters the first time. He gets a little defensive. Long story short, she said, "I'm not gonna lie, y'all, and I feel embarrassed to say this, but me and him, we did do it. We did have sex." But she's trying to play like she's like not a hoe, and that she's like, this just happened all accidentally and stuff like that. Like, that's the problem that I have with this. It's like, bro, just be real, live in your truth. Like, and it's funny. It's funny because after she says that, right, she's like, okay, that happened, blah, blah, blah. And then she basically like ghosted him or whatever. And he basically said like, damn, it must have not been that good or whatever. I know how that feels because I've done the same thing before. Actually, no, I've never done that before. Now that I think of it. Yeah, I've never been like, oh yeah, it must have not been good. I usually be like, oh, I already know why they ghost me. I'm going to be honest. Because I don't be giving a fuck after I have sex. I just be like, all right, it's time to go. So I already know what it is. But I'll be making jokes and stuff. But I don't do stuff like that because I already know, like, there's no complaints over here. You feel me? We swinging over here. You know what I mean? But basically, when that happened, oh, where was I going with it? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so basically when that happened, about him reaching out to her like that, she basically said she ghosted him and she didn't want to have any more conversation or anything like that with him. And damn, I forgot what I was about to say. It was something important after that. I forgot though. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, that was it. That's pretty much it. She ghosted him, he ghosted her, and yeah. Oh, that's what I was about to say. After she ghosted him, right? She said that he paid him after they had sex. Or I'm sorry, It was before that. She said that after they had sex, the next day he paid her for $800 for like a merchant for promo for a merchant or something like that, promo that she did. And she said she felt kind of weird for that. So pretty much he got paid to have sex. She a whole escort, bro. Like, this shit is funny, man. Like, listen. Shout out to Austin, bro. That's a high value man. And he knows his worth. And Catherine ain't going nowhere because you want to know why? She's the wife. Kevin Samuels talks about this. We know what it is. He ain't being reckless and stupid. He out here slanging what he needs to slang. And not bringing no diseases home to his girl, and ain't making no babies with no thoughts like her. So, shout out to Austin. Shout out to Austin. That's all I gotta say. Now, do I condone this for all men? No. Do I condone cheating? No. Do I condone exercising your options? I mean, hey, if that's what they want to do, if that's what he wants to do, then they can do that. But me personally, I don't like talking about, people. I just don't like people breaking up happy homes. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Austin. How do y'all feel about this, y'all? Leave in the comment section. Give this video a big thumbs up. And please subscribe to the channel, all right? I will see y'all next time. All right?
Living just enough.